What's up, guys? I hope you're having a great start to your summer. And with it being summertime, I decided that I wanted to talk a little bit today about a very summer thing, and that is the drive-in movie theater. I have memories of going to a local drive-in movie theater when I was a kid, and I saw quite a few films there. We had one that wasn't very far from us. It was maybe like 10 minutes away. And during the 80s, we would go there quite often, and I saw some really amazing, what we consider to be seminal movies today, I saw there. For instance, I remember seeing Empire Strikes Back there for the first time, and I was probably like 4 going on 5. It had just come out, it was a new release. And what they did was they played that first, and then they played the original Star Wars The New Hope, the first movie, after it as the second movie in that run. So I saw Empire Strikes Back first, then A New Hope, but I was like 4 or 5. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't care. All I knew was that there was this big, huge screen. We were outside. We were in the back of my dad's truck cab watching Wookiees and space battles and droids, and it just made a huge impression on me. So, I mean, a lot of people come to Star Wars from just many different avenues and many different means, but I have a vivid memory of coming to it in that format at the drive-in, and it's just a great memory. And then also, just throughout the decade, I saw a lot of other great movies there. Just off the top of my head, I can remember seeing Conan the Destroyer, Red Sonja, Dune, the 1984 Dune, Aliens. I saw at the drive-in theater when I was like 10 or 11, whenever that came out. Lots of other things, Red Heat, Predator, a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, apparently. But yeah, saw them at this local drive-in. It was called the East 30 in Canton, Ohio. So what I thought I would do today is I found a website that has like a little bit of information about just various films and various movie theater venues. And I got a little bit of information from that, and I thought we would just go on there and bring up a Google map and just kind of look at the site. It's no longer there. It closed in 1988, and so it's gone now. But just a little memory lane thing. I thought it'd be fun to jump on there and take a look at where this theater used to be. So let's go ahead and do that. And here we are on the Cinema Treasure site. This is a really neat site that has information about lots of different theaters and the history of some of them. So I'll leave a link in the notes below if you want to check that out. It's definitely an interesting site to see. But they have a page here for my old drive-in, the East 30 Auto Drive-In in Canton, Ohio. And there's not a ton of information, but they have some pictures and things. And what I found when I was looking at this was that it was opened in June of 1950 and it closed in 1988, which sounds about right. I would have been seeing films there till about 1988. And here's some just photos of different like bills and show times and things. Like here's one from E.T. and the Dark Crystal they had that year, probably 82. So I didn't see E.T. there. I saw that in a regular theater, but still pretty cool. So I'm going to bring up this map here. We'll take a quick look at that. So here is an aerial view of the original theater. And I believe what happened later, they had 2 more screens. Like they had screens back here. I believe when I went there, it was more than a single screen. Like in this older photo from its inception, it was just a single screen. But they eventually put in like other screens, I believe, on this site. But here's what it would have looked like back when it was open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to Google Maps, and I got an aerial view of how it looks today. So here is old Lincoln Highway. So this is the actual Lincoln Highway that goes through the international line that was historic from the 20s and 30s. That's the old Lincoln Highway right there. And this is Trump Avenue, and it links into Route 30, Interstate Route 30 here. So that's why they called it East 30, because it was east of Route 30. And here we see it today. It's a vacant lot just with trees growing in it. They never built anything on the site, which I think is kind of cool. it just kind of went back to nature. And a lot of drive-in theaters kind of went belly up because real estate became valuable, and they sold the real estate off to developers to develop things. But my old drive-in, my old stomping ground that I went to as a kid is still basically just a field. And I believe, like I said before, there were double screens this way, and that has kind of become part of the industry here. But I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so we can see a road version of this, just because I want to show you how it kind of looks today on Trump Avenue. And so we'll give that a second to come up. And so there it is today, again, just grown up with trees, and there's Trump Avenue. But what you see right here, this would have been the original exit B of the drive-in. This was the exit, and it still has a road there. They got to barricade it off. I don't know if it goes back into that woods or not, if it just stops there or what. I'm not gonna obviously trespass and go check it out, but I think it's fun. I've driven by this recently, and it's kind of neat to drive by, just kind of look. You see where exit B used to be, and just see a big field full of trees, and just remember how a lot of the old movies I grew up seeing, the Schwarzeneggers and Aliens and all the things we revered to this day as classics, I saw right here in this field. Have you been to the drive-in when you were younger? Do you have memories of it? Are there ones close to you that you remember or grew up with? Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. So that's it, our look at the East 30 Drive-In, where it used to be, where it no longer exists, only in my memory, but great memories for sure. Have you been to the drive-in theater recently? I am lucky that I actually have two not far from where I live today. I got one about 5 minutes away and one about 10 minutes away. And it's great to be able to go to it and see movies. I don't go as often now. For really the main reason is I'm kind of an early bird, and I don't like to stay up late anymore like I used to. And to go to drive-ins now, it's like a lot of these movies are 2.5 hours long, and it's going to be like after 1 a.m. before you get out of there. So I don't go very often, but I do plan to go again at least once this season and see a film. We went last October. They had a retro day, and they played Beetlejuice and the Addams Family, the 1990s Addams Family movie. And we had a blast. It was so much fun. I'm really hoping they do something retro like that again this fall. I will definitely be there for that. But if you have a local drive-in near you, please support them. Go see a movie this season. Buy something at their concession stand. That's how they make their money. Keep this thing alive, because they're just special. It's different seeing a movie in a drive-in than it is seeing it in a regular theater. You're in your car. You got wide open spaces. A lot of times the sky is opened up for you. You get this massive screen, usually way bigger than anything you see in a normal movie theater. And it's just a special experience. If you have one near you, please support them. Keep them going, because I just think they're a great piece of Americana. They're a unique thing you just can't get anywhere else. And they're a lot of fun. So check out your local drive-in. Thanks for watching this video. I'll be coming at you more with some reviews and maybe some other guests here pretty soon. And thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And until the next time, have a good one.